Coisa.
Hi everyone, I'm Kathie Swift, registered dietitian nutritionist and program committee member of COISA here in beautiful Saratoga Springs, New York. I'm excited to share some information on nutrition and immunity and how you can use food as medicine to support your immune system, especially during this time. I'm prepared some slides for you so you can follow along with the content. And we are off and running on nutrition and immunity. I want to remind you that the content in this presentation is for educational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice, nor is it a substitute for medical services. I think we're all acutely aware of the challenges that COVID-19 presents in our lives. My 3-year-old granddaughter refers to COVID as the big germ. So it goes without saying that it's important to follow the CDC guidelines on COVID-19 for your continued safety. Nutrition is a powerful ally in your defense against infections like COVID, and it is especially important in preventing and improving conditions like high blood pressure, obesity, heart disease, diabetes, and other conditions that increase the risk of complications and even death if, unfortunately, we did acquire the COVID infection. Even though shopping has become more of a chore these days, planning, preparing, and eating well is one of the most empowering measures you can take to boost your immune resilience. We want our immune system to go into action when we are faced with a threat like COVID, but our immune system needs our active participation. And by this, I mean we need to nourish our immune system with real, whole, nature-made foods rich in nutrients, because our immune resilience depends on vitamins and minerals to perform at peak. A fascinating fact about our immune system is that most of it resides in our digestive tract. Yes, about 70% of our immune system is in the gut. That's why promoting good digestion is critically important for a strong immune system. So my first tip for nutrition and immunity: eat mindfully. Don't rush or text through meals. Slow your pace at the plate. Use all your senses and chew your food thoroughly. Not only will this help your digestion, it will soothe the nervous system in your belly and support your immune system. My second tip is to maintain a healthy microbiome. Your digestive tract is home to trillions of microbes that are working hard to keep you well. This is referred to as your gut microbiota. Micro meaning small, biota, life. The term microbiota and microbiome are used interchangeably. These microbes that reside there work in partnership with your immune system. I will say the science is quite complex, but what we have learned can be distilled down to nourishing your microbiome with the foods it needs to thrive and survive, right? So it can help safeguard your health if you are faced with an infection. So, maintaining a healthy microbiome, the foods you need the most for good gut, microbiome, and immune health are sources of prebiotics and probiotics. Now, prebiotics feed the good gut microbes that are already there and help keep unwanted ones from taking hold. Unwanted bacteria and viruses or parasites. And like dietary fiber, prebiotics are naturally present in a wide range of plant foods. Some of your richest sources are found in vegetables like asparagus, garlic, onions, Jerusalem artichokes. Try one, they're great roasted. Fruit like apples and bananas best on the green side, okay? whole grains, whole or steel cut oats, and other whole grains, beans, black, white, pinto, and others, and seeds like flax seeds. I've included a reference there. You can check it out. They have a lot of nice materials that explain even more in depth all about prebiotic and probiotic science. But sadly, most Americans are sorely deficient in the plant foods, in the fiber needed, because a large percentage of caloric intake is coming from ultra-processed foods lacking in fiber, lacking in this vital substance. The picture you see here are ultra-processed foods and beverages common in the diet. White bread products, chips, sugar-laden foods and beverages, cakes, cookies, pastries, sodas. So I'd like you to go into your pantry, if you would, and check a food label of a packaged product and assess it. How much fiber does the product provide? And is there more than 8 grams of added sugar in a serving? Yikes. Remember, every 4 grams equals a teaspoon. So some ultra-processed foods contain more than 5, some as high as 10 or more teaspoons of sugar or more per serving. And excess sugar depletes your immune system. Let me say that again. Excess sugar depletes your immune system. So you can mind the fiber gap by getting in 7 to 9 servings of vegetables and fruits daily. Now that may sound like a lot, but it's really not. When you consider a serving is like a cup of that spinach that you see there, it's only a half a cup of a cooked vegetables, whether it's Brussels sprouts or the butternut squash or such, and it's a small to medium piece of fruit, right? You'll also bump up your fiber by adding in some beans, adding in a whole grain like those whole oats that you see there, and a few nuts and seeds. So you can mind the fiber gap by substituting real whole foods for ultra-processed foods. And remember, your immune system depends on it. So what about probiotics? Probiotics simply means it's a live organism, i.e. or a food with a live active culture that's been shown to confer a health benefit to us, to a person, the host, okay? And it really does help your immune function, because what you're doing when you're eating a probiotic-rich food, you're adding to the friendly microbial residents in your gut that already reside there. So these are foods with live active cultures, a common one being yogurt, might be a fermented milk beverage, kefir. It could be fermented vegetables. I just love those, like fresh sauerkraut, kimchi, truly fermented olives and pickles, and even some cheeses like Parmesan. My third tip for immunity is to stay well hydrated. Water has been dubbed the forgotten nutrient, and rightly so, because we often operate in a state of mild dehydration. This can even affect our brain health and our ability to cope with stress, our memory, our ability to stay focused. So tune into the clues your body gives you about hydration. Are you thirsty? Thirst is actually a pretty good indicator of hydration needs. You can also do a simple skin pinch test, right? If you just can gently pull up a small area of skin, maybe between your thumb and index finger, and it should go right back if you are well hydrated. A very general estimate of your fluid needs, you could take your body weight and divide it in half. So for someone who weighs 140 pounds, they should aim for about 70 fluid ounces daily. Now remember, water needs vary. If somebody's exercising quite a bit and they're sweating, or other things can affect fluid needs, even aging, medications, things like this. But that's just a very general guideline. And your beverage of choice should always be pure water. But you can also enjoy tea, coffee. Herbal teas are some of my favorite. Ginger, which has some anti-inflammatory components. Chamomile, lemon balm, holy basil, or tulsi tea are also very, very relaxing. And vegetables and fruits, cucumbers, tomatoes, melons, citrus, others, that also contributes to your fluid needs. My fourth tip, up your nutrient density. Nutrient density simply means you get more nutrition, more nutrients for every calorie you consume. That means more vitamins, minerals, and plant or phytonutrients in every bite. Your immune system depends on nutrients to fulfill all its vital functions to keep you well. So let's take a look at some nutrients in this first session that I consider as luminaries for immunity. Vitamin A is for amazing. Vitamin A comes in a couple different chemical forms and exists in both animal and plant foods. Animal foods rich in vitamin A include liver, eggs, butter, whole milk. Plant foods are rich in carotene compounds. You've probably heard of beta carotene. Well, there's a whole family of carotene compounds that are in these beautiful plant foods. And these are converted by our bodies into the other chemical form of vitamin A. So think color, yellow, orange, and dark green vegetables, and fruits such as sweet potato, carrots, pumpkin, cantaloupe, mango, spinach, broccoli, and the list goes on. Let the sun shine. Known as the sunshine vitamin, and for good reason, sunlight is a major source of vitamin D, as the ultraviolet rays are converted to active vitamin D in our bodies. This doesn't mean I want you to bask in the sun, but getting some incidental sunlight delivers a dose of vitamin D that can support your immunity. Ask your healthcare provider to check your vitamin D level, as deficiencies are far too common and have been associated with a host of health problems, including poor outcomes with infections. And I've included a website, the vitamindSociety.org, for you to explore for more information on vitamin D if you're interested. So vitamin A and D are both fat-soluble vitamins and are present in some of the same foods, such as egg yolks. Hopefully those eggs are pasture-raised, as they have 2 to 3 times the amount of vitamin D. Wild-caught fatty fish like sardines, salmon, and mackerel. Mushrooms, believe it or not, have some. And then, of course, fortified products like whole milk also have vitamin D. Vitamin C. C is for citrus, oranges, grapefruit, clementines, lemons, limes. But C is also abundant in kiwi, strawberries, peppers, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and tomatoes. I can't say enough about the importance of zinc in our diet, as it plays a leading role in immune function. My graduate thesis was on this incredible mineral. The richest dietary source of zinc is oysters. So oyster lovers, take heart. Beef and poultry, particularly the dark meat of poultry, the dark meat of chicken and turkey and such, also contain good amounts of zinc. Roasted soybeans, pecans, almonds, sunflower, and pumpkin seeds will also add a bit more zinc to your diet. Oops. Another mineral that it doesn't get a lot of press, but also plays a role in keeping the immune system healthy, is selenium. If you like Brazil nuts, that's that nut there in the middle, the bottom. Believe it or not, just 1 or 2 per day fulfill your selenium requirements. In addition to the plant foods that you see there, like the broccoli, spinach, sunflower seeds, the garlic, the onion, and others, meat, fish, and poultry also bump up your selenium nutrient account. And I will add that the selenium content of those plant foods really depends on the amount of selenium in soil. Okay. So let's recap the Swift tips to keep your immune system strong. Eat mindfully to support good digestion. Maintain a healthy microbiome with prebiotic and probiotic rich foods. Stay well hydrated with water as your beverage of choice. Up your nutrient density with whole foods rich in vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients. And here's what I'm hoping you'll be interested in doing now. I hope you'll take this nutrition information and translate it to your plate. Choose one or two or a few more foods from the nutrient luminaries for immunity and focus on those foods to incorporate into your meals this week. Maybe you're up for munching on a Brazil nut, biting into a kiwi, trying sardines, tossing some yogurt into a smoothie, or including a roasted sweet potato at dinner. Remember, you're in the driver's seat of your immune health, and I hope you take full advantage of eating well. Before I sign off, I want to share some exciting news with you. In an effort to support our community here in Saratoga, COESA teamed up with some local restaurants, and the talented chefs there are creating delicious menus with many of the foods and ingredients from the Nutrient Luminaries for Immunity list that was featured in this presentation. The participating restaurants include Seneca, DZ Restaurants, Chianti, Forno Bistro, Boca Bistro, and 9 Miles East with their fabulous Go Box. So be sure to check them out this week and the specials that they are offering. Thanks for listening. I hope this was helpful to you. And until next time, be healthy, stay safe, and eat well.